Well, hello, and welcome to Module 1. As nurses, you will be administering a lot of medications. So before we start talking about the different medications, we need to talk about the basics. First, you will learn the steps involved in the development of new drugs and the role of the FDA. Secondly, in order to prevent medication errors, you will need to be able to recognize which drug to administer. Drugs have 3 or more medication names. Next, you will learn how drugs work in the body, how drugs stimulate or slow body processes. Drugs fit on receptors, like a key fits into a lock. So think about a diabetic patient that takes insulin injections. The insulin is the key that opens up the door that lets the glucose into the cells. There are many ways to get drugs into the patient, right? Orally, IV, injection, through the skin. So you will be learning about drug routes of entry. Next, once drugs get inside a patient, you need to know how the drug gets absorbed, or what happens to a drug from the time it enters the body until it enters the blood. Next, you will learn about distribution, or how drug moves to tissues. Most drugs are carried into the highway system of the body, otherwise known as the circulation, by proteins, and this is called drug binding. Interestingly, our body protects our brain and will not allow a lot of chemicals to get through it, and this is called the blood-brain barrier. The liver is responsible for metabolism of drugs, or breaking them down and getting them ready for excretion. We will be reviewing concepts about how long drugs last in the body, or half-life. Lastly, you will learn about special things to consider when giving drugs, such as what makes drugs effective, and how will you know if a drug is safe during pregnancy, or why is it so crucial to avoid certain foods like grapefruit juice, when taking certain medications. So there is a lot to learn in Module 1, but hopefully you find this introduction to pharmacology to be as fascinating as I do. So you will be one step closer to administering medications.